Let's talk about something most people overlook when it comes to intimacy. The kiss doesn't start when your lips meet. In fact, the real magic begins long before that moment. The most electrifying kisses are not simply about physical contact, they're about the story you tell before the kiss even happens. This is where anticipation becomes your most powerful ally. You see, human beings are wired to respond to anticipation. Neuroscience tells us that the dopamine release we get from expecting something we desire is often more intense than the pleasure we feel when we actually receive it. That means the build-up to a kiss can, in many cases, be more thrilling than the kiss itself. Think about it in the moments before a kiss. There's an unspoken conversation happening between your eyes, your body language, and your proximity to her. Those subtle cues ignite the imagination, and imagination is the oxygen of desire. When a woman feels that gradual approach, the slow closing of physical and emotional space, her mind begins to fill in the blanks. She starts to wonder, when will it happen? How will it feel? The uncertainty isn't a weakness, it's the spark. Too many people rush past this stage, thinking that passion is all about speed and intensity. But the truth is, the slower you move toward that kiss, the more power it holds. The space you allow between the thought of the kiss and the kiss itself becomes a playground for her senses. This is why your presence matters so much. Anticipation isn't just about stalling. It's about embodying the right kind of energy in the moments leading up to the kiss. If your energy is tense or unsure, she feels it. But if your presence is grounded, your body language confident, your gaze steady, she doesn't just wait for the kiss, she hungers for it. This is where psychology meets chemistry. You're teaching her, without words, that you're a man in control, not just of the situation, but of yourself. And self-control is profoundly attractive. I've often said that a kiss is not just the meeting of lips, it's the meeting of emotions. The emotional groundwork you lay before you touch her sets the tone for everything that follows. That might mean holding her gaze just a little longer than usual, letting silence speak for you, or positioning yourself close enough that she feels your presence, but not so close that she can predict your next move. You want to create a tension that she doesn't want to break, because when she doesn't want it to end, she will lean into it instead of pulling away. And this doesn't just apply to romantic or sexual contexts. Even in a long-term relationship, anticipation is the antidote to routine. Couples who have been together for years often forget the art of creating longing. They jump straight to the act because they assume their partner knows them well enough. But even in deep familiarity, anticipation reawakens the senses. A kiss that's preceded by a slow, intentional build-up can reignite passion in ways that spontaneity alone cannot. The key is subtlety. A hand brushing against hers, a light touch on her back, a whisper in her ear that's not about the kiss at all but still draws her closer emotionally. All of these are seeds of anticipation. And the beauty is, she doesn't need to consciously register them. Desire is often born in the subconscious. It's in the way her heartbeat changes, the way her breathing shifts without her realizing it. You're speaking to her nervous system without uttering a single word. Now, some might argue that anticipation is manipulative, but I want to make this very clear. There's a difference between manipulation and mastery. Manipulation seeks to trick, mastery seeks to enhance. Anticipation, when done with respect and genuine connection, is about heightening shared pleasure and deepening the experience for both of you. It's about saying, I value this moment enough not to rush it. When you master the art of anticipation before a kiss, you transform an ordinary interaction into something unforgettable. It becomes a memory she replays in her mind, long after the moment has passed. And memories are powerful because they're not just recordings of what happened, they're emotional imprints. When she remembers how you made her feel in those moments before the kiss, she isn't just thinking about the kiss, she's feeling it all over again. That's how you stay in someone's mind, and more importantly, in their heart. I want you to imagine for a moment that you're about to kiss her. You've been close all evening, maybe in conversation, maybe in silence. You lean in slightly, not enough to close the gap, just enough for her to notice. Your eyes linger on hers, then drop to her lips for just a second before returning to her gaze. You don't say anything. You let the moment breathe, and in that breath she feels the weight of everything unsaid. Her mind starts racing, her heartbeat quickens, and her anticipation builds. When you finally close the distance, it's not just a kiss, it's the resolution to a beautiful tension you both created together. This is why the power of anticipation is not just about where you kiss her, but about when and how you do it. Without the proper build-up, even the most passionate kiss can fall flat. With it, even the softest kiss can drive her wild. It's not about technique alone. It's about the psychology behind the act. It's about understanding that human desire thrives on the space between wanting and having. So the next time you think about kissing her, don't rush. Don't rob the moment of its power by skipping to the end. Instead, slow down. Let the silence do some of the talking. Let your eyes tell her what's coming without giving it away completely. Let her imagination run free, and when the moment finally arrives, it will be all the more intense because you had the courage to wait. The lips are often thought of as the obvious place to kiss a woman, but the truth is, they are far more than just a physical target for affection. They are the gateway to connection, emotional, psychological, and yes, physical. When you kiss a woman on the lips, you're not simply making contact, you're crossing a threshold. That kiss becomes a conversation without words, one where every movement, every pause, every change in pressure sends a message, and the way you deliver that message can determine whether the moment becomes unforgettable or forgettable. Let's start by understanding why the lips hold such power. From a biological standpoint, lips are among the most sensitive areas of the human body. They're packed with nerve endings, which means even the lightest touch can spark a cascade of sensory responses. But beyond biology, there's the symbolism. A kiss on the lips is the ultimate act of closeness. It's direct, it's intimate, it demands vulnerability from both sides. That's why a kiss can either seal a bond or shatter it. You can think of kissing as a kind of art, and like all art, it's about intention. Too many people kiss out of habit, a quick peck hello, a routine good night kiss, or a rushed moment of passion without real presence. But a woman can tell when a kiss is deliberate and when it's automatic. A deliberate kiss is mindful. It's not about moving your lips mechanically, but about tuning into her responses and letting the moment evolve naturally. Here's something most men don't realize. The quality of your kiss tells her something about the quality of your attention. If you kiss her with presence, as though she's the only person in the world, you create a feeling of significance. She doesn't just feel the kiss, she feels seen, valued, chosen. And for many women, that emotional layer is just as powerful, if not more powerful, than the physical sensation itself. But presence alone isn't enough. You also need to understand pacing. A great kiss on the lips often starts softly, almost tentatively, allowing her to relax into the moment. That's because desire thrives on contrast. If you begin with gentleness, you create space for the kiss to grow in intensity, giving her a reason to lean in rather than pull back. This gradual build tells her that you're not in a rush, that you're confident enough to let the moment unfold. Eye contact before the kiss is just as important as the kiss itself. Those few seconds when your eyes meet and neither of you speaks are like a silent agreement, a mutual yes. That connection, combined with the subtle shift of your body toward hers, prepares her emotionally and mentally for what's coming. And when your lips finally meet, it feels like the natural conclusion to something you both created together. The truth is, a kiss on the lips is as much about listening as it is about leading. You have to listen with your senses, notice how she moves, how she breathes, how she responds. If she leans in, mirror her energy. If she slows down, slow with her. This is what makes the kiss a shared experience instead of a one-sided act. It becomes a dance where both of you are contributing, where neither is forcing the other, and where the rhythm shifts naturally based on mutual feeling. Now, some people think the best kisses are the most intense, the ones where passion bursts through the moment like a wave, and sometimes that's true. But more often, what stays with a woman is the kiss that makes her feel deeply connected, the one where she senses not just physical attraction, but emotional safety. If she feels safe in your presence, she'll open herself to deeper levels of intimacy, and the kiss will be the bridge that gets you there. There's also the unspoken language of touch during a kiss. Your hands matter. Placing them gently on her face, cradling her jawline, or holding the back of her neck communicates tenderness and certainty all at once. That physical framing tells her, I'm here, I'm with you, this moment is ours. It anchors the kiss so that it's not just lips meeting lips, but two whole beings engaging fully. And let's not forget the emotional residue a kiss leaves behind. Long after your lips part, she will remember the way the kiss made her feel about herself. Did she feel beautiful, desired, respected, or did she feel rushed, objectified, or unseen? The memory of that kiss can either make her want to be near you again, or create a subtle distance she may never voice, but will always feel. One of the most powerful things you can do when kissing her on the lips is to occasionally pause, not pull away entirely, but linger close enough that she can still feel your breath. This pause creates a moment of tension, and that tension heightens the next touch. It's the interplay between giving and holding back, between presence and patience, that makes the kiss come alive. And perhaps the most profound truth about kissing is this: it's never just about lips. It's about presence, timing, attention, energy, and intention. A kiss that's purely physical might last seconds, but a kiss infused with all these elements can live in her mind for years. Because at the core of it, a great kiss is not about the perfection of technique, it's about the depth of connection. So when you kiss her on the lips, don't just think about the act. Think about the space you've created before it, the trust you've built, the silent agreement you've formed, and the energy you're bringing into it. Think about making it a reflection of the way you want her to feel when she's with you, safe, desired, and valued. That way, the kiss doesn't just happen in a moment. It becomes part of a much larger story between the two of you. If the lips are the gateway to emotional connection, then the neck is the secret passage to deep, unfiltered desire. It is one of the most sensitive, instinct-driven areas of the human body, and for a woman, it holds a kind of primal vulnerability. When you kiss her neck, you're stepping into a territory that's more than skin deep. You're awakening something in her that bypasses conscious thought and speaks directly to her body's natural, instinctive responses. The reason the neck holds such power lies in both biology and psychology. Biologically, the skin of the neck is thin, with clusters of nerve endings that respond intensely to even the lightest touch. It's an area where the body is unusually exposed, no muscle or bone to shield it, just a delicate surface that reacts immediately. This vulnerability is why the neck is considered such an intimate place to touch or kiss. It's not somewhere strangers or casual acquaintances typically have access to. When you're invited to that space, it means she trusts you enough to let her guard down. And this is where psychology weaves in. A kiss on the neck isn't just about arousing her physically. It's about sending a message of closeness, possession, and deep attraction. It tells her that you're not afraid to be intimately close, that you're tuned in to her body and her reactions. But this is where many get it wrong. They rush in, thinking a neck kiss should be aggressive from the start. The truth is, the neck responds best to subtlety. You don't ignite desire there by overwhelming her senses. You ignite it by awakening them. That awakening begins with approach. The moment you lean in toward her neck, you're already creating anticipation. Your breath against her skin, the slight shift of your body, the closeness of your face, these are all silent signals that something more is coming. Often, the seconds before your lips touch her neck are as powerful as the kiss itself, because her mind is racing to imagine what it will feel like. This is where you use restraint, letting the build-up create the tension that will make the actual kiss unforgettable. When you do make contact, start light. A gentle, lingering kiss or a slow brush of your lips along her skin is enough to send a ripple through her body. This is not a race. It's a gradual unveiling. The more you allow the sensation to grow, the more you give her space to sink into it. Your touch should carry intention, not random movement, but deliberate exploration, as if you are discovering something sacred. The neck is also powerful because it connects the physical and the emotional. For many women, a kiss on the neck communicates desire without words. It tells her she is wanted, but in a way that feels deeply personal. It's not the kind of attention that could be given to just anyone. It's directed specifically at her in a place that is uniquely hers. And because the neck is so close to the ear, your kiss there can be paired with whispered words, something tender, something teasing, something that makes her feel even more desired. In long-term relationships, the neck kiss is often underestimated. Couples focus on the lips or other areas, forgetting that the neck can reignite passion with startling speed. It's almost like flipping a hidden switch. One moment she's relaxed, and the next, she's completely drawn into the moment. This is because the neck is tied closely to the body's autonomic responses. The slightest stimulation can quicken her heartbeat, change her breathing, and shift her state from calm to captivated. But the effectiveness of a neck kiss isn't just in the physical act, it's in the way you frame it. The kiss should feel like a natural extension of your connection, not a forced maneuver. If your energy is rushed or disconnected, she'll sense it instantly, and the magic will be lost. On the other hand, if you approach her with presence, your kiss becomes an anchor, pulling her out of her head and into her body, grounding her in the moment with you. Your hands matter here too. Holding her gently, sliding a hand along her back, or tilting her chin slightly can enhance the intimacy of the kiss. These small actions communicate care and confidence at the same time. The kiss becomes more than a touch. It becomes an embrace, a wordless declaration of attraction and connection. And remember, leaving space is as important as the contact itself. Pulling away for just a moment, letting her feel the absence before returning, can make her crave it even more. That absence is a form of psychological contrast. It reminds her of the pleasure she felt seconds before, and heightens her desire to feel it again. When done with intention, a kiss on the neck isn't simply a move in the dance of intimacy. It's a moment that can tip the balance between comfort and full-blown attraction. It's a reminder that you see her not just as someone to be with, but as someone to be discovered again and again in ways that never lose their thrill. And perhaps the most important truth about kissing a woman's neck is this: you're not just touching her body, you're touching her sense of femininity, her sense of being deeply wanted. When she feels that you are drawn to her in a way that is both physical and reverent, she will not only remember the kiss, she will remember the way you made her feel about herself in that moment. That feeling is the real spark, so don't underestimate the power of the neck. Approach it with presence, explore it with patience, and treat it as a privilege. Because when you kiss her there with the right blend of gentleness, desire, and intention, you're not just creating pleasure, you're creating a memory that lingers long after your lips have left her skin. If the lips awaken passion and the neck ignites desire, then the forehead speaks a completely different language, the language of trust, safety, and deep emotional intimacy. A forehead kiss is often overlooked because it doesn't carry the obvious sensuality of other types of kisses. Yet in its quiet way, it can be more powerful than any display of passion. It bypasses the body's immediate craving for excitement and goes straight to the heart, making it a gesture that women remember not because it thrills them in the moment, but because it lingers in their soul. The forehead is not a place you kiss when you're trying to impress. It's a place you kiss when you're trying to communicate something that words can't quite hold. It's a reassurance, a silent "I'm here", a way of saying "you matter to me and I want you to feel safe". That's why it has such a deep impact, because it speaks to her need for emotional security, something that sits at the core of human connection. Think about it in the moments when someone feels vulnerable, stressed, or even overwhelmed. A kiss on the lips might feel misplaced. But a kiss on the forehead, that's different. It's comforting without demanding anything in return. It's protective without being possessive. And it sends the message that your connection isn't just about attraction, it's about care. There's also something deeply symbolic about the forehead. It's where the mind lives, the place that houses her thoughts, her worries, her plans, her dreams. When you kiss her there, you're not just touching her skin, you're acknowledging the entirety of her being. You're saying, I see all of you, not just your beauty, but your mind, your spirit, your humanity, and I cherish it. This is why the forehead kiss is so emotionally potent. It transcends the physical and taps into something profoundly personal. The timing of a forehead kiss matters just as much as the act itself. It can come in a moment of quiet, when you're holding her close without saying anything, and the world feels still for a few seconds. It can come when she's speaking, and you want to show her you're listening in the most gentle way possible. Or it can follow a passionate moment, serving as a grounding gesture that pulls the two of you back into a place of calm connection. The context frames the kiss, and the meaning is amplified by the moment you choose. From a psychological perspective, the forehead kiss also triggers feelings of bonding and safety because of the association with parental affection. Many of us were kissed on the forehead as children by those who cared for us, and those early experiences left an imprint in the subconscious. When a romantic partner kisses a woman on the forehead, it can unconsciously evoke that same sense of being protected and valued, but now within the context of adult intimacy. This overlap between comfort and romance is part of what makes the forehead kiss so powerful. In relationships, especially long-term ones, the forehead kiss often becomes a quiet but essential ritual. It can be a way to check in without words, to reassure her even when nothing seems wrong. It tells her, I'm here and I'm not going anywhere. And in moments of conflict, it can serve as a bridge back to closeness, a gesture that says, even if we're not seeing eye to eye right now, my care for you hasn't changed. And don't underestimate the effect of combining it with other forms of affection. Imagine holding her face in your hands, looking into her eyes, and then leaning in to kiss her forehead, or wrapping her in an embrace and pressing your lips gently to her hairline. These small combinations magnify the emotional resonance because they engage multiple senses at once: sight, touch, warmth, and the subtle scent of closeness. What's beautiful about the forehead kiss is that it's never too much. You can give it in public without it feeling inappropriate. You can give it in private without it feeling rushed. It's the kind of kiss that carries the same weight whether it lasts 1 second or 10. And for many women, this is the kiss they'll remember in the moments when you're not around, not because it set their pulse racing, but because it made their heart feel full. Of course, the forehead kiss alone isn't a magic formula for connection. It gains its meaning from the person giving it. If you've been inattentive or emotionally distant, it may feel hollow, but if you've been present, caring, and attentive, it becomes a reinforcement of everything you've already built. It's not just a kiss, it's a reminder of the emotional foundation beneath the attraction. And perhaps that's the most important thing to understand about the forehead kiss. It's not about heat, it's about depth. It says, I want all of you, not just your body, but your heart, your trust, your mind. It's a kiss that doesn't need to lead anywhere else to have meaning, yet it deepens the impact of everything else that might follow. So, while the world celebrates the kisses that ignite passion, remember that some of the most meaningful kisses are the ones that simply affirm presence. A forehead kiss is the soft echo of all the louder moments, the quiet anchor in the midst of excitement, the gesture that says, I'm not just here for the high points, I'm here for all of it. Because in the end, passion might draw her to you, but safety and emotional connection will make her stay. And if you can give her a kiss that makes her feel both cherished and secure, you're not just loving her in the moment, you're giving her something she can carry with her long after the moment has passed. The hands may seem like an unlikely place to kiss a woman, especially when compared to obvious romance of the lips or the passionate allure of the neck, but that's exactly why it holds such a unique power. A kiss on the hands is subtle, understated, yet deeply symbolic. It carries with it echoes of old-world romance, of a time when gestures were slower, more intentional, and meant to convey respect as much as desire. When done with authenticity, it's a kiss that tells her, without a single word, that you see her not just as an object of passion, but as a person worthy of reverence. The human hand is one of the most expressive parts of the body. We use it to create, to comfort, to communicate. A simple touch can convey warmth, reassurance, or intimacy. When you bring your lips to her hand, you are acknowledging that this part of her, the part that gives, holds, and receives, is worthy of your attention. And that's not something women encounter every day. Psychologically, a kiss on the hand can be incredibly disarming because it's not inherently sexual in nature, yet it still carries intimacy. It's an act that transcends the purely physical and speaks to something emotional. It says, I respect you, I admire you, and I'm drawn to you in ways that are not just physical. And when a woman feels both respected and desired at the same time, you tap into a deeper layer of attraction, one that isn't just about impulse, but about connection. The beauty of the hand kiss lies in its versatility. It can be used in moments of introduction, as a romantic punctuation during a conversation, or as a quiet, private gesture in the middle of a busy room. It can be light and fleeting, leaving her wondering about your intentions, or slow and deliberate, allowing her to feel the warmth of your lips and the steadiness of your presence. Each variation sends its own message, but all of them communicate attention and intentionality. But intention is key here. A hand kiss without sincerity is just an empty performance, and women can sense the difference instantly. You must mean it. You must be present in the moment, aware of her, not just going through the motion. If your mind is elsewhere, the gesture will feel hollow. But if your energy is fully on her, that one kiss can make her feel like she is the only person in the world in that instant. Part of what makes the hand kiss so powerful is its unexpectedness. In a world where physical affection often defaults to the same few gestures, something as deliberate as a kiss on the hand stands out. It slows things down. It interrupts the predictable rhythm of interaction and creates a pause, a moment in which the two of you are fully aware of each other. That pause is important because it allows the emotion of the moment to register, to sink in. There's also a kind of symbolic humility in kissing a woman's hand. It's not about dominance or control. It's about offering a gesture of admiration. In a culture that often confuses intimacy with conquest, the hand kiss is a reminder that desire can coexist with respect. In fact, when those two things meet, the attraction they create is far more enduring than anything built solely on physical impulse. From a more tactile perspective, the hand kiss can be amplified by how you hold her hand in the process. The way you take her hand gently but with certainty, as if it's the most natural thing in the world, adds layers to the gesture. You might cradle her fingers lightly, let your thumb brush against her skin, or hold her hand with both of yours before leaning in. All of these variations change the emotional texture of the moment, and when you're attuned to her responses, you can shape it in a way that deepens the connection. In long-term relationships, the hand kiss can be a small but profound way of keeping romance alive. It's not dramatic or attention-grabbing, but it speaks volumes. It can be given in passing, in the kitchen while she's cooking, in the car before you part ways, or in bed before the lights go out. These small, consistent gestures build a quiet kind of intimacy, the kind that doesn't shout but stays with her. And like the forehead kiss, the hand kiss works because it isn't transactional. You're not kissing her hand as a prelude to something else. You're doing it because, in that moment, you want her to feel acknowledged and valued. That authenticity is what makes the difference. If it leads to something more, that's fine, but the kiss itself must stand on its own as a complete act of affection. The truth is, every kiss tells a story. A kiss on the lips might tell the story of passion. A kiss on the neck might tell the story of desire. But a kiss on the hand tells the story of reverence. And when you can weave reverence into your romantic connection, you elevate the entire experience. You're no longer just someone who excites her. You become someone who also grounds her, someone who blends admiration with attraction in a way that's rare. So the next time you hold her hand, don't just see it as a point of contact, see it as an opportunity. Slow down, look at her, let the moment breathe, and then bring her hand gently to your lips. Let it be deliberate, unhurried, and full of presence. You'll be surprised at how such a small gesture can leave such a lasting impression. Because at the heart of it, a kiss on the hand is about more than the act itself. It's about the message you send. And the message is simple yet profound. I don't just want you. I value you.